Good evening. Welcome to Damage Does D&D. We're back with the Elusive Tide. We're somewhere completely safe and nothing bad will ever happen. Probably.
Definitely.
Let's hand it over to DM Jade and she can tell us all about it.
I don't have the weapon in here, I know. So, last we did the roadie boat thing, you had gotten into a fight with the strange draconic looking creature in the tower. Last week we didn't record, but the basics were you fought it, the barbarian failed several constitution saving throws, much to my delight, got teleported about and paralysed and all of that good job, but you managed to defeat it. A strange draconic creature with strange eyeballs coming out of the mouth and off the wings. And you paced the joint and looted it, finding a hoard of treasure within the pile, which I believe included, if I have my notes correct somewhere, a bunch of gold and a bunch of treasure items.
Yeah, we've got silver ring, a silver necklace, a fancy goblet, a potion of flying, boots of levitation, dragon's wrath mace, a ring of fire resistance, an ivory dragon statuette, many gold coins, a glowing soulstone of Laurenicus Orion.
Laurentius Orlon would be the name you're looking for there.
Close enough.
And a +1 level to all characters as well.
No, that didn't
Damn.
happen. Which
Good try.
a couple of people did notice, and I will point this out. That was the name shared. Was the name shared with the author of the books that you had found in the previous tower. So, after the fight, you headed on out and headed back to the ship, with Kirkan taking a bit of a break with Ilus on the island to kind of focus on his staff, and was able to make it grow. So, as we pick up, you will see Kirkan arriving back on board, and you see that his staff is now... There's no way getting around this. His staff is now almost twice as long, has a swirl of rainbow, kind of opalescent rainbow through the haft of the staff, and amongst the kind of growing light green foliage, you see a lot of small crystalline looking berries growing.
Sounds very phallic.
Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that, James.
The shaft is double in size and he has berries at the bottom of it.
Guaranteed to catch Quarantine's eye now.
So, you've all short rested, I believe. Did I count that last week? No, I did
I
not.
don't think we did, because I've
Yes, we did.
We did.
think-
There's no
yeah.
way I'm 3 off max hit points if we didn't.
Yeah, you didn't though, Natalie, because you were doing the identification.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be right. So
And I must point
just-
out, guys, I did hold back on the oral or nothing joke when he was going through the names there. Just saying.
it
Good of you to
really
point it
doesn't
out.
work, Fiddy.
I know, but I was saying I was pleased with myself that I didn't say anything.
You can keep
But you
trying,
just
but it
did.
won't work.
I was going to say, you do realise you've just said something, yes?
But I was pointing out that I didn't.
So, what would you like to do? We're all on the Roll20
Mhm.
map. Turn it off.
There we go.
Oh, it's nice
I'm-
having 2 really big screens. I love it.
I'm going to see if I can take a short rest now.
Yeah, you can certainly try whilst you're on board.
Oh, just to catch up as well, we did talk about, with the captain at the end, about the music. What we heard coming from yonder.
Yes, there
in
was
front
some
of us.
music heard by Balkan, Kirkin, and Klein.
Over this way.
Yeah, it was kind of heard like deep out into the sea.
And we did point out that the Carls here and here were different.
Yes. The
Did
corals
anybody,
that-
did we
Yep.
all hear this music eventually, or?
No, I believe only kind of those that were up on the
Okay.
prow of the ship had heard it, but it's since kind of faded.
So right, Captain, where are we going to go to next then?
Well, let's. Well, pick a direction. Let's head this way.
Righto.
Heading that way, okay.
I'll be at the prow of the
Hold
ship
on.
again, just
2, 3,
keeping an eye out.
4.
I am at the helm.
I'm up in my nest.
Is reading cast as a light event that you can do while short resting?
Yeah, that's light activity. Unless it's some kind of stat boosting book.
I'm going to
That would be a
continue doing
difference.
absolutely nothing for as long as possible.
Then I would like to read the other book by Orlin.
Certainly. Well, we'll get you guys moving up to the next event, and we'll go through that stuff, so you can keep moving the ship as this is happening. Because I'll need
Next
to
event,
mark
you
out
say?
an hour of travel before that can finish. There are many events down in these seas.
So yeah, being at the front, I'll be keeping an eye out, and just as we go past what we deemed was the living coral last
Yeah.
session, I'll just take a bit of a look at that, just to.
Make a perception check.
Jesus Christ. Started when we mean to go on, folks. 8.
It's got some pretty colours.
Yeah.
That's all you really kind of get from it.
Okay. Seems a bit dead in these parts here, Captain. Looks like it could be a circle way round.
It is oddly silent outside of the rushing of the water.
Oh, that's a good point. Nah, I wouldn't have noticed it that way.
It's Russian water. Quick, get it, but it's fine.
Ah. So you can see up this way more of that dead coral, and you can see what seems to be heavily foaming waters up ahead.
No.
Is the water still doing what it's doing around the ship? Where it seems to be fairly
To an
calm and then.
extent, but make a perception check for me. You like doing those, don't you, Fiddy?
I don't mind them. One better than last time.
9.
9.
Water.
Yeah.
That's about as best you're going to get.
Can I
So,
call up to Lack? Mr. Lack, rushing water, is there anything we should be worried about? I'm thinking waterfalls, specifically.
I'll look ahead from my position in the thingy bob.
Very
make
nice.
a perception check then.
The lack nest.
The lack nest, yes.
The lack nest monster.
Yay.
And he's from Scotland as well.
17.
17. Lack, you kind of look a little bit ahead into the rushing waters. I'll give you a little bit of a snippet. You can see large chunks of rock and ruin poking out that the waters are seeming to foam and grow turbulent around. It's like a massive scale whitewater river.
Does it look like, from my experience, as though the water, being channeled into a narrow part is what's causing it to be?
You suspect so,
white
yes.
And does it look as though it's possible?
Make a survival check as to whether you think it's possible.
A 23 with a natural 20.
23. You think it should be, but it's going to be an all hands on deck kind of thing.
I think, Mr. Aldridge, you should get everybody up here. There is white water ahead. The channel is very narrow, and we will need help to navigate it. But
Right,
it
you
should
are,
be...
Mr. Lack. Is the captain or the first mate on deck?
First mate is not. We're going to get to her in just a moment.
Captain
Captain likely is.
Captain, looks like we've got some rapids coming up ahead. Mr. Lack has been kind enough to point them out, and he suggests we need everybody to be on deck.
Are we definitely going through them?
Your call, Captain. Your ship.
They look manageable, Captain, if we are careful.
That's all I wanted to hear.
On the other hand, Captain, it might be tricky to get back.
Yes.
On that being said, the island or the rock formation in the middle here, is there any point of where we can see what's on top of that, or is it just too high?
It's not an island, that's the walls of water, isn't it? Going up to...
Yeah, those are the walls of water that rise up hundreds of feet. You don't even know if there is a top.
Yeah,
Okay.
This isn't land. This is
It's water.
water.
Well, no, yeah.
Mustn't forget we're at the bottom of the sea.
Yes, but I don't think I was here. I wasn't here on the first episode when you got to this point, was I? So
I think bed knobs and broomsticks.
yeah.
Okay, so whilst that is being prepared for, Quarantine, you're reading the final book, I believe, the last one that's not been read.
Yes, the elemental realms.
Okay. First of all, make an intelligence check, because you will have to do a little bit of translation work for this. I'll let you add your proficiency bonus, because you've done this a fair bit now.
21 then.
21. Okay. You're able to kind of read through it perfectly fine. And what you find is a tome kind of building off of one of the ones that's been read, the Elemental Balance one.
I've read two
talking
of them,
about-
haven't I?
Yes, you've read two of them. You've read book 1 and 3.
Yes, because why not?
This appears to be book 2 in this collection. He begins to talk about how he kind of does a little primer on the basis of the elements, and then starts to talk about how each of these elements comes from a elemental plane, and it seems to be that most arcane magic that conjures elements or for servitude or for battle draw them from these planes. He says that he's done some research into them, and there are 4. They're kind of divided into 3 groups. 2 are the primordial destructive planes, 2 are the primordial constructive planes, and 2 are the far more complex planes of life and death, which you would know from what Aldous has said are talked about in the further book. He says that whilst the constructive planes he's not been able to do as much study on, he believes that they are constructed from earth and air. But the destructive planes he has done a lot of work on. These are the planes that fire and ice magic tend to come from the most, though he does note that, oddly, a lot of storm magic with lightning and thunder seems to originate from the plane of water rather than the plane of air, which he poses as a question to be research later. And he does give 2 names to these planes. The plane of fire, he gives the name of the smoke waste. His ventures there giving him an endless wasteland with a sky filled with smoke and great blazes across it. And then the plane of water he describes as being a plane known as the Undertow. It's believed to reside deep beneath the seas and is a pristine realm of great waterfalls and raging seas. Can you do an insight check for me on that?
21.
21, okay. Reading that passage strikes you as odd, because the way he's describing this as a beautiful realm of pure water doesn't match the experience you're having here. He doesn't describe outcrops of rock, great growths of coral, or ruins throughout. But it does describe, he then does go on to describe that there can be areas of turbulent water and that it is a generally peaceful realm. Otherwise, just that the elementals can get a little tempestuous, so to say. And that is what you were able to learn from that book. You believe yourself to be in a realm known as the Undertow.
Would that have been an hour?
Yeah, that would have taken you an hour. So
Okay.
you can now have your short rest.
Marvellous.
So, what would you like to do from here then, Captain Helmsman?
Get everyone ready to make our way safely through the rapids, particularly priming any casters with any sort of water control spells to be able to keep the ship steady and
Certainly.
safe.
Keep the ship steady. That is good. That's good. Where are you? You're at sea, I believe. Yes, you are. Okay. So, are you moving forwards into the rapids?
I'll be keeping a watch from the fly's nest and directing if it looks like there's any issues. I don't know any rocks come up or anything like that.
Yep. That is all good.
Okay, after finishing reading the book and having my short rest, I would go and relay this information to the captain and anybody that happens to be near.
Okay. So Quarantine comes and relays that information to you.
I believe, despite the differences, this is the Undertow, the elemental plane of water.
Makes sense. Okay. Thank you, Quarantine. If you are prepared, we are heading through some rapids.
Wonderful. Bracing hands then, sir.
What I'm going to do is just... Captain, would you be so good as to lash me to the wheel? Just in case. Put my hands on the wheel, ready for my wrists to be lashed to the wheel.
I pick up some rope as if like this is foreign to me. I don't do this sort of thing.
At this point, Proshka comes up and
Perhaps
nods
Miss
and
Proshka would be
takes
better
over
to
for
me.
you.
Thank you.
I was going to say Proshka or Quarantine would probably be better at that.
For a multitude of reasons, I'm sure.
I will be.
We've been pirates quite some time.
I'll be at the bow of the ship, ready to potentially help with the bow of the ship.
Okay, so what we're going to do is an alternate version of the what's it called? The hazards check, which we were doing before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the line in terms of your chosen roles aboard the ship, and I'm going to get you to do a skill check then the total from your skill checks will be measured against the DC. And
Okay.
we'll see how you progress. So, top of this, Captain, I would like you to make a charisma check, either persuasion or intimidation, to encourage your crew going through into this and give them the command.
Okay. I will persuade.
Okay.
They're both the same. 18.
18, good to know. Cool. Helmsman, I would like you to make a ship's tools check, so that'll be your wisdom plus your proficiency, if you are proficient in water vehicles, which I am counting you as being
Right.
in this
Okay.
situation.
Does this
So
involve
wisdom plus
my
proficiency.
sailing dice?
Not for now. I'm
Okay.
still kind of working on this.
Okay, so
I'm
wisdom,
just going to see how this goes.
wisdom and proficiency, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a +7. Okay. So let's. That'll be 19 altogether.
Ooh. Very good. 19. Okay, first mate, I would like you to make a persuasion or insight check for me to assist the captain in corralling the crew and getting them to work.
I had something else in mind, if that's okay.
I am happy to take a substitution. It may affect the final DC.
Well, according to the book that I read, storm magic seems to be more
It's definitely very prevalent here.
prevalent here. So my storm guide allows me to subtly control the weather around you. So I'm wondering if I can help sort of control the rapids somewhat.
Okay. Okay. I will take
I'm trying
that
to think
into account.
outside the box somewhat.
If you want to do that, then make a spell attack roll for me, please.
Just a spell attack roll, yeah?
Yeah, spell attack roll. So it'd be your charisma plus your proficiency, and I believe you get a little bit more of a modifier because you've got a Bloodwell vial.
Yes. It's basically whatever I roll plus 10.
Okay then.
So 22.
22. Very nice. Very nice. And Lookout, I'd like you to make a perception check for me, please, to guide the ship through the waters that you're travelling through.
18.
18.
Nice.
Very clean. Okay, so this leaves us with 4 roles left to be filled. I need 2 people for repairs and 2 people for medical attention. These roles will be filled by the regular crew, if not filled.
What was
Oh.
your roll, James? Sorry?
18.
I'll go with the
Would
medical
you?
attention.
Sorry, go on, Alice.
Yeah, I'll go with the medical attention.
Okay, we'll have Iris on the medical.
I'll do
So
repair.
Would
Declan
you
on a repair.
be open for another potential
I'm open
substitute?
for substitutions if you guys are willing, and I'd prefer to fill each of the roles with players.
Yeah, no, completely. So, I will obviously would normally do a repair check, but I don't know how you'll act on this. Read the spell, but I was going to be at the bow of the ship, preparing to cast, create, or destroy water. I do it at a 2nd level. It's just the innate spell I get because
I
of.
will point out that Quarantine is currently doing a lot of magic to maintain the ship's bearing, and doing something like that may interfere with her work.
Okay, I will just do a straight carpentry, not a straight, but a carpentry.
You'll go
check.
for the repairs. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I'll leave this choice up to Ilis. Do you want you on the final medical check, or would you want one of the crew to fill that in for you?
Obviously she knows best. So, what I wanted to do with mine is, I want to use a charge of my channel divinity, because not only can I restore hit points, but I can also end an effect causing someone to be charmed or frightened. So
Okay.
use my magic to bolster everybody, because obviously this is going to be rough on the crew, and obviously
Okay.
bolster people's courage. Well,
Okay, I will take that into account when we get to your rolls. But who do we want for the last medical?
Bronwyn.
You
Bronwyn.
want Branwen. Okay, cool. So, can I have both of the repair, so Ilus and Kirken, make a strength check?
I mean, Klein and Kirkin.
Klein and Kirken.
Yeah, Klein and Kirken, sorry. Make a strength check, and Klein, you can add your proficiency modifier because you are fully proficient with carpenter's tools.
Yeah.
Kirken, I'm afraid you are limited to just the strength.
Come on.
Oof.
Ooh,
Nice.
absolute
Yes,
belter.
just
Fucking
my strength.
Mine's 25. 17 plus 3 plus 5.
Nice. 25 for
The boys are flexing.
our
They
big
are.
beefy boys. And then finally, Ilus and Branwen will make medicine checks. And Ilus, because you're using a charge of your magic, I'll let you add your wisdom modifier again to this check.
Okay, cool.
So I need to go get Branwen. She's proficient in medicine, so she gets +4.
18.
Oof. Branwen rolled well. Branwen rolled a 22. So you guys might be safe here. 2 plus
Well, the lowest we've got at the moment is an 18, so...
21 plus 26 total.
26, blimey. 23 plus 26. Blimey, you guys did well here. Might have to up the DC in future.
Well, no, please don't. We don't always roll this well.
No, we do not.
This is a rarity, to be fair.
Yeah, that's like my first natural 20 in months.
I'll point out your average is like 21.6.
Nice.
So you've done very well there. So you've beaten the DC and the harder DC following that. So you make it through completely unscathed. You navigate your ship perfectly fine, and I shall reveal the area for you so you can see all of the loveliness that you were going to get into and where you end up. But on top of that, because you met the higher DC, your... Ooh, hold on. Taking some shortcuts there, I'm going to need to clean that up. Because you met the higher DC, you've made good time, and it's taken you less time to travel this distance than it would have under the difficulty. So I will move you
Wow. Okay.
to there.
Awesome.
Make it through, and then that takes you... It still did take you a good half hour to make it through that, but you have made it through.
But the ship's intact and no one fell off.
Yes.
Was there anything interesting through that run? I mean, should we be concerned with the pointy penises there?
I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it for a long time.
So as you kind of make it through the run, you just see these towering spires that look like mage towers to any of you that have been to Naranors. You can make anyone can make a history check looking at them if you wish.
Definitely.
In on that.
If you're interested.
Natural 20 for 21.
Me too.
Bam.
19. Which is unusual for me.
Natural
Wow.
20, 24.
I'm starting to get a bit
High
worried.
five, Biddy.
This is very worrying for your luck later.
In this round, my 16 was the lowest.
Yeah.
In the last round, my 18 was the joint lowest.
Mental.
Okay, this is
Okay.
weird. I don't like it.
So, Quarantine and Klein, these ruins look very elven to you, as has been consistent with the previous buildings. Klein, however, you note kind of on the roofs seem to be gilded almost, as though the slates have been coated in gold. It reminds you a lot of your time spent in the shantytown of Orala's tomb, in particular, of a city plated in gold. Aldris, they look really familiar to you. Like you've seen them before.
I've definitely been here before.
But they weren't pointing that way, they were pointing that way.
Yeah.
But it's just...
The towers are at the wrong angle, they should be straight up.
It's just on the tip of your mind.
When they were, when they were
upright.
Before they were like that, they were like this, and they were very beautiful.
Yeah, right. Look, I completely get that because like these green tip phalluses, right? They remind me of like ones in.
Hang on, Mr. Klein. A little bit of decorum. We are, after all, in and about a realm of the good Queen Orala, the Queen of Gold.
Oh, are we?
So a little bit of respect for her towers and her buildings, please.
Absolutely. Apologies there, Aldous. I did not realise that.
Well,
so these magnificent,
obvious, isn't it?
These magnificent towers, but they're green. Gold isn't green, is it?
Can be.
But they remind me of the town, the shanty town in Orala's tomb.
Well, quite. Why do you think that is?
Because it's Orala's.
Right. Now I see you.
Glad you've caught up, mister.
Do you, Klein? Do you?
Klein does now. I think he has known this all along, but Klein does now.
I feel like you guys are starting to hatch on to what I'm doing here. The very next thing that happens is going to be an interesting one. So, time has passed. You've succeeded very well. Definitely going to raise. To give a point, the DC I set for that was 128. You guys managed 173.
Wow.
So, yeah, definitely going to raise the DC on that later.
Going to die. You realise this now, right?
Yeah.
As soon as we get to a fight, natural ones everywhere.
That's it. We rolled surprisingly well, so you respond to that by raising the DC of things, which means when we start rolling shit, we're extra fucked.
Yep.
Summed up nicely there.
Where did you learn this style of DMing? Oh, wait.
Oh, who could tell? Who could tell? So, are you continuing?
You have no one to blame but yourself.
I know.
That was perfect. That was just so perfect. I love it. So, are you continuing your venture deeper into the seas? You can kind of go up a little bit to the walls to make it through. The hex grid isn't lined perfectly.
Yeah. Which is
the next area you reach. So, as you continue to sail, you see something different. Poking out of the walls of water. I just want to see how this looks on the player view quickly. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So, as you kind of sail further down, you see this gigantic wall. It's made of these blocks that are sizable. They're not quite as big as the ship that you're sailing, but they're close. They would sink it if they were placed onto this thing. And it stretches a good 100 feet up and disappears into the walls of water either side, and you see more of it further down as you travel. And it's again to those that were looking, it looks very elven.
Our next stop, perhaps?
Well, as we have reached the Shining City, we should probably visit.
This is the Shining City.
Visit. Fantastic.
I fucking love Aldris. It's great.
It's a very good name. Well thought of, Captain.
I'll be sure to write that one down.
I would if I was you. You might forget it.
Don't cross the streams.
So, you continuing? You can
It's
converse
sometimes
as you travel.
difficult to be patient with Aldris, but I was told very recently some very important things that
Yeah.
that make the captain a little bit more resilient to.
What, that and the fact he's collecting the skulls of captains that have crossed him.
That's it.
Yeah.
But then there's that nice shiny gun on your hip, and it's right there, and it's so tempting sometimes.
Of course it is.
Oh,
'Cause
there are
I'd look-
plenty of shiny things that are tempting Aldris at the moment.
Oh, I meant
Don't you worry.
Zarush getting tempted.
Yeah,
Oh,
to put
yeah, that
holes
too.
in Aldris. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I haven't had chance to reload the gun, so you're right.
You can do that at any time.
Yeah, I know, but all this is very.
Yeah, that's
Compelling.
fair. That's fair. So,
Orders,
continuing on.
Captain. Are we weighing anchor, or do we go on?
Indeed, let us weigh anchor and investigate. You know what they should call us?
Yeah.
What's that then, Captain?
Tone
Bloody
of the
good
arse kickers.
pirates.
Never mind.
The crew of the
let's-
Elusive Tide. That's a good one.
We think the
Iris?
captain was going for wankers.
Was he? Shouldn't he be doing that in private? Oh, wankers. Ah, gotcha. I understand.
The
Would you
longer these conversations go on for, the more time I mark off.
That's fine.
Would
Sorry,
you
what?
like me to fly up and wreck a captain?
Please do, Lack. Do your thing.
Be careful,
Okay.
Lack.
Lack, you
I'll go into
fly
stealth
up.
mode first.
Pardon?
I'll go into stealth mode first.
Okay, roll a stealth check then for me, please. Damn. Oh, maybe.
29.
Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. You fly up, but it takes a little while. The turbulence of the water kind of throws you off a little bit. As you reach the top, you find yourself among slightly tarnished golden roofs, and you can see an entire bay on the other side. More of these walls of water, and you see a large island further downwards with what looks like a very large pair of towers and it looks like make a perception check for me, please. I get too ahead of myself.
Ooh, only 11.
11. You just see more wall with the towers where on this island further down.
So the bit I've flown up, is that like a dam or something, or a wall?
It's
or
just a wall, but it is kind of like the water is up against it either side,
Right, okay.
kind of thing. There doesn't seem any way to pass
So-
through.
Roofs of houses or actual houses?
Up on top is just kind of the roofs of the guard towers.
Okay.
You can just see more water on the other side.
Okay, and then this island with a couple of big towers on it.
Yeah, they're very large, which is why you noticed, but you didn't see any other details about them.
Do I see any movement or anything on top of this wall? Is there anyone in the guard towers?
Not that you've noticed.
Okay. I will head back down. Captain, it is just a wall separating this area from another one. There's water on the other side. There is a large island and two very large towers.
Should we carry on? Will it loop round and we get to the other side?
I didn't see that far, but I would expect it might.
Okay, thank you, Lack. Let us continue then.
Right, you are,
If I
Captain.
can, if I can get a moment with the captain, I want him for a private word.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, my office, Aldris,
Same.
Eyeless.
So as we go in, I assume Zarut takes his
Yep.
usual seat.
Yep.
So Eyeless will pull out the bundle from behind him and just lay it on the desk. I don't want to worry you too much, but I have bought us as much time as I can with this, but if we don't get out of here soon-ish, the danger from this sword will increase, and I'm not sure I can contain it.
You see the Devourer's fang on the desk in front of you.
Well,
You
it's
see these. Well, you see the wrappings, and you see this faint silvery magic kind of wrapped around it, but it's like something straining against it from inside, pushing against it and slowly breaking it.
My magic is nearly tapped. I don't have anything else to give to this, and I daren't give it to anybody else.
How long do we have?
So I reckon
You
we've got.
can make a religion or arcana check if you wish, Eyeless.
It's the same either way, so it doesn't really matter. 15.
15. You think you've got about 3 hours before it will start straining against your mind again?
Probably got 3, maybe 4 hours before it starts trying to push in and affect my mind again.
It's not very long. What do we do with it when we get out of here?
Well, if we can get out of here, I can re-establish my connection with Ally Aria, and with the Mother's help, I can reinforce the wards again until we can dispose of it. But being here in the same way that Uldris is cut off from Orala, my connection is severed with the moon.
I understand.
I have given everything that I've got. I don't have anything else.
I appreciate that, Eyeless. I do. Well, that is the most.
If I feel it's starting to affect me, I will notify you, and it may be worth having either Klein or Prosper on hand to keep an eye on me, shall we say, if the worst should happen.
Good point. Do we need to tell Klein now, or shall I wait until?
I would wait. I'm still holding strong at the moment. We have a few hours. But if it goes beyond that, then we may need to look at other alternatives.
Okay. Well, there is a lot here to explore, and I really want to explore all of it, but...
The ward will hold for 3 hours, and then it will start pushing on me, but I can hold for longer than that.
Yes, I know, but we still don't know our way out of here. We're just moving through the waters.
Yes.
So if it, we don't know at this point, but if it takes us an hour to get to the exit, if there is one such as that, then we need to start thinking about that now. So, leave it with me. I appreciate you coming to me with this, and we will start keeping an eye for an escape from here.
Yeah. One thing that Philip said, you wouldn't even need basically, like, you could tell this just by looking at him. Eyeless's usual cocksure demeanour is gone. It's not there. He's exhausted.
To a slight extent, so you can feel that underlying aura of malice that sword gave off when it was in the hands of Lily. It's faint, but you can just feel it growing, trying to reach to your mind.
And Eyeless will sort of mentally and sort of physically, with his sort of the bit of moonlight he's got left, just lash back at it, grip it, and put it back where it's been.
Nice.
Well, that is wholly unpleasant. I dread to think how it must feel to carry it. But keep
It's-
going,
it's
Iris.
why
You
I
are
would
doing
not
well.
But this is why I would not let anybody else have it.
You're a strong man, and I appreciate you.
Do my
Let's
best,
get back
Captain.
out there.
You just sort of see him sort of just leave, but his shoulders are tight, and he's like a coiled spring at the moment.
After Iris leaves, I am going to just take a moment. I'm not sure what it says in the description, but just to pull the revolver out and just channel some magic into it. Half of
Okay.
what I can do.
Okay. So you're using a spell slot to
I'm using a spell slot.
use a spell slot. You'll get 3 charges back, and it's no longer misfired.
So he's a strong
Ready to
man,
fire again.
and you're impressed with him. I'm a strong man, and I'm a coward, right? Is that what I'm getting so far at the last 2 sessions?
You were willing to hesitate against a dragon, so I don't know.
Well, I know. That was the last thing you showed me, was your cowardice.
So
Have I done this before? Because currently my my revolver is sat at 3 out of 6 charges.
I don't think so. I don't remember you mentioning it.
I
But I
don't
know
remember
you-
doing it. I
I
must
know
not have.
you did a big shot with it at one
Yes,
point.
yes.
And it had
I
been
must
broken
not.
since then.
I must not have updated it after that, but that's fine. I've got 3, and
Yeah, sure, it's to be a big shot. Okay, so as you continue sailing, you see something new again. A large shipwreck poking out of the water, and where the seas in this direction begin to get misty and cold.
Does the shipwreck look familiar?
No. Not particularly.
Is there a name on the ship?
Not one that I prepared.
Okay.
As you round the corner,
Yeah.
you see more of those walls. Much more of them. Hold on. Below. Further passage.
Miss Quarantine, captain's not on deck. Are we following the walls of the Shining City or not?
I don't know. I will
Fine.
go and ask the captain.
Come on, make a perception check for me, please.
Yeah, I was going to ask that, and I was going to ask something else after this, if that's alright. Fuck me. 6. The perception checks are getting worse.
Good to know. What
Um,
was your question?
So, are you near me, Kirkin, at the minute, or are you on deck? You're muted.
Kirkham.
Yes, I'm on deck.
Cool. So, I'm just going to get Kirkin's attention, and just like we did when we were at the bow of the ship before, I'm just going to... Let's do this at the same time, we might have better luck, right? And I'll then go, see if you can hear that music again. I'm going to listen out to see if I can hear
Okay.
that song.
You can both make perception checks if you wish.
Mm-hmm. Perception.
22 this time.
Ooh, 20.
Nice. You both kind of listen out. You don't hear the song, but you do hear kind of a resonant tone coming from Klein's back. Klein, the trident in its holster on your back is kind of... It feels like it's straining against the holster and making that resonant tone.
With a very, very tight grip on its shaft. For half an hour.
Of course.
I grip it, and in front of me.
Gives it a good tug out.
Okay. You take it out, and it almost spins you a bit, pointing you in this direction.
Do you think I can ask that question for your old dress in quarantine?
Very
We gotta
well.
go this way. And I'll keep hold of it as tight as I can. And we'll be looking out for feeling out for lack of a better word, like description of where it's guiding us.
So I'll have to save that encounter for another time because I didn't bank on you having that good a perception. But oh well. So, as you reach this area, and this is where we will I'll just ask for your patience. You come around to a large open section of the waters. You see many of those ruins of what Aldris has been calling the Shining City around you, and in fact that is kind of brought to note of a large pair of towers similar to the description Lack gave you, standing out in the middle of the waters. Here there's a large island covered in forest with large buildings with golden rooftops on top, and you see a channel of water traveling through these towers that seem to form a gatehouse, but you see a large shimmering wall of blue filling the gatehouse, blocking your path.
What's that thing to the left of us?
What things? That's another tower, more of the towers of the walls that are crumbling with those golden rooftops.
Okay.
We think we need the captain here, guys.
I'll go get him.
Whilst quarantine's doing that, do I? No, I don't think he would, but still with a tight grip.
The trident seems to be pointing straight towards those towers.
Like in between, it feels like it's going down that channel, yeah.
It wants you to go between those towers.
I'm just going to take a second and be like, you better not kill us, right? First time I talk to you, but don't kill us, right? Don't do it. And I am fully aware that I'm staring at my hand whilst playing this game, whilst being on a screen.
Yep. I do it all the time, don't worry.
Yep, it's all good.
And yeah, I'll just keep my eye on the opening, that tunnel.
You see, there's no opening. You see that wall of magic.
Yeah.
Filling it, barring your path.
Do I get the feeling that the trident would would open that wall?
No. The trident kind of... You can make an insight check. You're insight checking either a magical wall or your trident here, so...
That's actually quite good though, to be fair. I've 17 plus 1, so 18.
Okay. You get the sense that wall of magic is very different magic to the tridents. The trident is guiding you, but this seems to be an obstacle to overcome.
Okay. So we'll wait for the captain in quarantine to come back up.
Okay. So, Captain, quarantine? What are you two up to?
Oh. We have minimized our stream. Ah, it is back.
Well, when quarantine comes into the office, I'm just going to sort of be sat there at my desk with the revolver, just sort of in hand.
Not a worrying thing to walk in on.
No.
Just see how this tastes.
Start a shotgun tasting business.
Are you alright, Captain?
Sorry.
His
It's in
phone
the
go off.
IT crowd where he finds a gun and goes, a gun. I wonder if it's loaded. Click, 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 click.
Back in the zone. Back in the zone.
Quarantine, hi. What's happening?
We seem to have arrived at what was called the Shining City.
Oh,
And Klein's magical trident seems to be pointing him in that direction too. But the gatehouse seems to be blocked by some kind of magical barrier.
take a look. Head out on deck.
Okay.
When the
Step
captain
out
gets
and you see these huge towers, the walls stretching either side, topped with gold, glittering in what little light filters down here.
not teaching you how to suck eggs, Captain, but like I figured out that my magic for the trident is completely different to the barrier there, and it's like it's an obstacle we need to get through. But this is definitely the right way.
Okay. So, with the view of this thing, does it look like it's just a wall of energy or water or?
Mate, Arcana check, if you wish.
Make an Arcana check. I think she's still in the.
If is it apparent that the captain is deliberating this?
Well,
Are
I've
you
just come
obvious
out of
in
the
your
office,
thoughts?
walked up on deck, and I'm just currently like having a good look at it.
Yeah. So I will trident in one hand, free hand on his shoulder, and guidance.
Do you still have that charge? Has it come back on a short rest?
Did I use it
'Cause I
before?
thought that I believe
Let's
you
have a look.
did.
I think you did, but I can't remember.
I may have forgotten
Well,
how to use it. I will double check.
I think you had used it. I think you
yes, I did use
Kirkin?
it. Oh yeah, because it comes back at the
Once every high moon.
once every high moon. Yes, so you don't get that. Apologies, I forgot I used it.
That's okay. I never rolled it.
Can't miss something you never had.
Exactly.
Maybe.
But I got a 12.
12. It's certainly magical. Beyond that, you're not sure.
Any ideas, anyone?
Aldous is just sort of staring off at the town.
Okay, try punching it really hard, Captain.
now we're closer. Can I inspect it?
You can make a. You can do. Are you inspecting the magic specifically, or are you just looking at the towers?
The magic.
Make an Arcana check for me.
No, that's worse.
It may be a test of faith.
Very true, Oidus.
I'm not sure. In all honesty, I'm just not sure.
Mr. Aldris,
Yes.
your usual ritual when you cast coins into the sea for Koala.
Yes. That would be fitting here, wouldn't it? Can you imagine what it looked like in the sunshine? The gold shining up to the heavens, reflecting the glory and hubris of the elves.
The greatest empire the elves have ever known.
Indeed, the absolute brightest and best. And we were at the heart of everything. Sorry, yes, you were saying.
If this is the Shining City, then
Is
perhaps
it? Okay.
A show of faith would be the way in.
Right, but how
A
would
show
you
of
suggest we
gold?
do that? Ah, well, just so happens that I do have some gold. And I'll get 10 gold pieces up. Pop them
Aldous.
out of the ring. Yes.
If it's a show of faith, and I am completely confident in this, maybe we
Right.
all need to give you some gold so we all show our faith that this will work, right?
Sounds like a plan. A gold piece from everyone, perhaps.
And hand over.
I will collect all of
Okay.
the gold from everybody.
You've got a
You're muted, Kirkin.
decent bag of gold.
I don't have any gold, by the way. Just
I
putting
will
that out.
give a second piece for Kirkin.
Fair enough.
My thanks.
So I will just hold the gold in my hand, in my fist. Sort of look at it. It's always good to be in charge. And I will bunch the gold up, close my eyes. My queen, we've returned once more to the Shining City. Grant us entrance. And I will hoik the coins up into the air and over the back of the ship.
Okay. Make a spellcasting check. Your wisdom plus your proficiency.
Okay.
Or your wisdom or your charisma, sorry. Because of you.
I'll do the charisma plus proficiency. Will give me a +8 to whatever I roll.
Okay.
Wow. That's a 17, so 25.
5.
Nice.
You
Things are going to turn soon. I can feel it.
it's looking like it's going to turn at the worst possible moment as well.
Obviously.
So
We all roll
I've
natural
definitely
ones
not been
for.
hyping something up. Okay,
In
so
fact, might just be one of those sessions.
It might be. It might be.
Aldous, you throw these coins up and out for the glory of Orala. They glitter in the light, and then they stop midair. And they quiver, and they begin to collect all together in a ball of coins. And then I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me,
Okay.
please.
Dexterity.
The rest of you
don't go well.
watching see this kind of light blue magic collect these coins up over the head of Aldris.
Natural 20 for 19.
19. Okay. So,
This is insane.
you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as a bunch of coins thunder onto your head. And you all hear a voice. Who understands Elvish here?
Yep.
Quarantine and Aldris? You both hear a voice boom out with, "Dare not speak that. Dare not speak the name who abandoned me."
Do I recognise this voice?
I guess you check.
You could have just said yes.
I like
Ah,
saying
it's all
check.
gone. I knew it was going to go. 7.
No, you're probably currently dealing with a bit of a headache because you
Yeah.
just had a 30-odd
Golden
gold
shower.
slam onto your head.
I will pick all the gold up.
Okay. All of that gold is now Aldris's, unless anyone says otherwise.
Oh, it's gone into the rig already.
Do I know? Would it be something that I might know?
You can make a history check. It's going to be a high DC.
I didn't know if it would be something I heard, you know.
You definitely heard the voice. You definitely understood it. Whether
No,
you know
but-
what it is...
Okay. 19.
19. The only thing that kind of rings a bell in your head, based on what was said there, is you remember reading somewhere a long time ago, when you were first kind of studying these ancient elven ruins, is that there used to be a practice of magical guardians for important locations that the elves kind of... You're not sure if they were made or just entreated, but they were certainly powerful. But beyond that, don't really remember any details. But that does ring in your head.
Feel like some kind of guardian, possibly long forgotten and feeling abandoned, obviously.
Was it male or female voice?
Feminine.
Feminine. Okay. Well,
Feminine.
I mean, they were probably some sort of old defense mechanism. Probably not a real person.
When because I remember the dragon said something about being abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I would have known that as quarantine, because whether or not it was said in Draconic.
Trying to remember where this was.
The eye drake.
Yeah, Drake.
Yes. I think it would have been. It would have been either in Draconic or Elvish.
I think
I
it was
don't
in
remember.
Draconic because Iris could
Think it-
understand it.
Was in Draconic, and I think Iris could understand it. So whether
You-
either shared that, I don't know.
I didn't at the time because we were in the middle of being happened.
Do you let us know what you heard there, by the way, guys? And what you surmised from your checks?
Everybody would have heard that Elvish voice.
But we wouldn't have understood it if we didn't know Elvish.
Wouldn't have
No.
understood it if you
No,
didn't know
but
Elvish.
What I'm asking is if Quarantine and I'll just let us
I
know.
would have said that last bit out loud, so
Yeah.
So
while I wouldn't have necessarily translated it word for word, I would have
and I
made a
would
comment
have
about it.
responded
Can-
as I did.
I obviously I don't make that many notes, but does this ring a bell as to what me and Aldous were talking to the priests in the temple of Lura when we were on Olwara, sorry.
Nothing familiar there. This feels older.
Anything I would have heard from my clan, my parents, or anything like that to do with the seas?
You can make a history check if you wish.
Give it a go. Better than nothing. Fuck me. Another natural 20.
Wow.
Ooh, what's the total?
24.
24. Okay. You kind of, from what Quarantine mentions, and from kind of the situation, you do get this kind of image of magical guardians. Ones that kind of had great magical power to protect areas of the seas of various locations. Old tales of elven cities protected by magic. And there's a word on the tip of your mind for the name of these magical guardians, but it doesn't quite reach it. You can't remember. It's just not quite there.
I seem to remember something about like magical guardians of the seas and like cities and things like that. Maybe this has got like something to do with like those guardians on that first island where we found out that the Devourers were released.
This is
One thing that does strike you, Klein, is that they were definitely had a link to a Aria more than anything. Being arcane in nature.
They definitely had like a link to Aloyaria, right?
This is Orala. It's a different goddess.
These
Very
guardians definitely had a yes, and that's probably why the gold was chucked on your head there, Aldous.
Could well be. It's a very ungrateful people in this world. They don't understand the debt that they owe.
I feel like maybe this once was Orala's realm, and she left it in the hands of these guardians, but never came back, and they have been left to whatever degree, and maybe have gone a little bit mad.
Right, but look, I don't think she like. It's like she never came back. We get that, but it's like maybe she couldn't get back. Like the coral here is like all dead. Maybe the Devourers got here long before she could get back.
Are you saying these guardians are linked to the Moon Mother?
I think, yeah, like some stories and that what I like overheard and were told when I was younger. That like my memories going back that the guardians are like cities and sea and everything. It's like Alaria, definitely.
And this is not the first time that we have come across something down here that says that they were abandoned by Orala. The beholder creature with the little dragons. He claimed that he had also been abandoned by her.
Well, I find that quite difficult to believe. Maybe if we're only hearing one side of the story here, you see. They feel abandoned. Perhaps they didn't show her the respect and gold that she needed.
Or perhaps with this being another realm, there's no link.
Indeed, it is quite difficult to get through.
Well, in that case, if it is linked to the Mother of the Moon, bear with me a moment. So, you'll see sort of Eyeless essentially walk up onto the sort of the very prow of the ship and just sort of plant his staff and just let sort of the moonlight start to expand from it.
Okay. It grows and grows, and then all of a sudden the moonlight contracts and a gust of wind blasts into you, Eyeless. Can you make a strength save for me, please?
Oh, this is going to go well. 15.
15. Okay, you succeed. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you're kind of knocked off your feet and onto your back, and you'll hear a voice boom out again. Aldris and Quarantine would understand it again in Elvish. The moon also abandoned me. All of them abandoned me.
I think this person has issues with abandonment. That's what I'm getting from this. Apparently she was abandoned by Orala, abandoned by the Moon Mother, abandoned by everyone. Or, on the other hand, perhaps she did the abandoning. Who knows?
Oh great guardian, what would you need for us to pass through?
I'm not sure she would understand you, Mr. Klein.
Well, I don't know.
Hear a response, but anyone who's listening can make a perception check.
Sure.
That's 11.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back in the room. Sorry.
Yay!
No.
Discord flabbed. So, what was the perception checks there from people, please?
Natural 1.
Great.
19.
19.
Good.
I got a 9 for 20.
15.
Eyeless, what am I going to do with you? Fucking hell. Kirk and Zarut, either of you
Cut
two
his
doing?
ears off.
Yeah, it's a bit wet round here. 4.
Okay. Not great. And then Zarut?
5.
5. Okay. Blind, Eyeless, and Quarantine. You're kind of listening out for the response, and you just kind of hear the creaking of wood.
No, everybody's frozen.
Just me.
Oh, am I back? Am I back?
Hello.
There we go.
Everyone went.
Yeah. Discord's having a shit fit. Right.
I felt like Ash was trying to communicate via mouse cursor.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We're all
So
back.
we got up to the creaking of wood. That was it. That's what we
Speaking of wood, you see at the base of these towers on these islands, large doors either side opening.
Oh no.
Anything coming out of them?
Might want to be prepared, gentlemen and ladies,
Be prepared.
for the death of the captain. No, wait, what?
I love the vibes.
Anything coming out of these wooden doors opening?
Not that you see.
That's even worse.
Either side of the towers, yeah. So from both of the towers, there's wooden doors
So-
opening.
Both towers have a door on the front that is
Yep.
open.
I suspect that's an invitation to enter.
I think they just want to talk, don't you?
Would you like me to go and investigate, Captain?
If there's nothing coming out, then it is probably an invitation to go in. So let's go in.
Okay.
I will pilot the ship as close as we dare. And then presumably we're all getting off and going in through the
Okay.
door.
Can I have just a marching order, please?
I'll definitely go off first.
Okay. Klein's up front.
I'll be behind. I would be trying to go first as the captain, the leader, putting myself first.
You get the sense that Klein is one being the I will take care of everyone, and also who's the fucking coward now, Captain.
Fair.
I'll be
Focus on
overhead.
yourself.
Oh no, we've all gone again. Right.
There we go. We're back.
We're back.
What I suggest we do is have a break
Yeah.
and kill
I-
Discord for a bit.
I
Just want to get to a bit.
Okay,
want
alright,
to get
go,
to a
go,
bit.
go.
Okay.
Just because
So,
it
I want
keeps
the-
freezing.
The marching order is important
Okay.
for a thing. So,
The
Klein.
death order.
Who's behind Klein?
Me.
I'll be behind the captain.
Zarut. Okay.
I think Lax said he was going to be
And
hovering over
Lax
me.
Is just above. Are you entering in with Zarut?
Yeah. I'll be over his. I'll be sort of hovering up in the air above him.
I'll be
Okay.
behind Eyeless.
So, Quarantine, as you're following Eyeless in, as Eyeless walks in, the door slams shut in front of you.
Oh, perhaps we need to go to the other door, Miss Currenty.
I guess so. Is the other door still open?
Looks to be.
Wonderful. So is it me, Aldris, and Kirkin then? And
You Aldris, Kirkin, and Balkan.
Vulcan. Gentlemen, shall we?
Should I go first? Is with the lack of, well, unless Mr. Kirkin, you would like to take point. Being one of the beefy boys.
I'll say that you can row.
Mr. Kirkin?
Yep.
Would you like to go first as one of the beefy boys, or would you prefer that I went first?
Oh, I see. Oh no, I shall brave the entrance.
Sabotage!
Indeed.
So the four of you head into the other tower, and as the last of you step in, the door slams behind you. That is where we'll take a quick break.
Everyone restart Discord.
Yeah.
No, don't restart it. It's I've just checked on Down Detector since 8:36. It's server connections for Discord. People have reported.
Alright, okay.
Right.
So
Yeah, don't risk you losing your connection.
we'll just give it a quick break. Okay, so we will be right back after these messages. Well, there are no messages, it's just us having a break.
Yes.
The messages are: don't abandon
Don't abandon us.
whoever this is. Don't
Indeed.
abandon us.
Okay, right, well, see you in a bit.
I have work.
And welcome back. The party's been split through different doorways. What could possibly happen next? Is it death, or is it just a big pile of gold? Who can tell? Well, Jay can tell. Take it away.
Okay. So hang on, I'm just updating some things. So this kind of goes for both groups as you're shut into these towers. You find yourselves in what kind of strikes you mostly as a barracks almost. There are ruined weapons and armor strewn about, and a set of stairs that lead up but are blocked by more of that pale blue magic. And you'll hear a voice, this time not in Elven, but in Common. How dare you all intrude upon my home? Speaking names of those who abandoned.
Well, you did open the doors so we could come in.
He has a point.
You're the first living that I have seen in many, many years. So I would speak with you.
If I may I ask your name, please?
I will be asking the questions.
As you wish.
But at this point, we get to play a fun game.
Hurrah!
So I'm going to move you guys over to the map. This was one that I put together very quickly, very dirtily. So do excuse the terrible quality.
That's fine.
Yep. Yeah,
very...
Jade, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I know. So
I assume we've come up
divided
this stairwell.
Yeah, you come up that stairwell going up this one. We will be reusing this one a few times. I considered like pasting out a bunch, but it just didn't feel right. So
that's okay.
Yeah, I threw this together quite dirtily. So as I say, so we will call team Quarantine, Kirken, Aldris, and Bolkin team left, and team Zarut, Klein, Lack, and Ilus team right.
I propose my team be called Team Back, because we got Balkin, Aldris, Quarantine, and Kirkin.
Team Back and team
unintelligible.
Team Licks.
Licks. Just getting there.
Team Backs and Team Licks. So I will begin. I will give each of you your question. I imagine you'll figure this out pretty quickly. But
you'd think that.
Team Licks, you are kind of standing there. You see this magical barrier up ahead, and you hear the voice boom into the room again. And it says, all right, your team right. Okay, we'll do that one. Hang on.
Can we all understand this voice?
Yes, it's shifted to common.
Okay.
So, it says to you, to find find it. My feathers give the gift of flight, and yet I never nest. My landings turn men ghostly white, and swiftly end their quests. Whilst you're ruminating on that, team back.
Do you have that written down that you can copy and paste?
I can't copy and paste it, but I can type it out if you wish. I am running out of desk space though. So give me one moment. I'll do that. I'll do that. I've got a nice big new mouse mat that came with my new PC. So I really should actually no, I can copy paste it. Hang on. Because I've got it on my phone. I spent like a couple of hours with a book that someone I know has for inspiration. Hang on, let me just find it. Damage D&D, Elusive Tide, and then we will do licks. So that is your one. And then for team back, you guys have got that one. Everyone gathers when I start to dance. My name evokes danger, or is it romance? The chambers both fall silently. Silent as that question hangs in the air.
I take it we're supposed to work out what that means.
I'm assuming so.
Okay. Any volunteers as to the answer?
I am so sorry, Quarantine.
Only their group hears it, yeah?
Yeah, each group only hears their own riddle, the ones I posted.
I think I know the one for the other team, but I don't know the one for our team.
That's the way it goes.
Well,
Has Kirken got the app? No.
I know.
You're allowed to converse amongst yourselves within your teams if you wish.
I just don't know where to start.
Like,
Well-
I mean, I personally, I do. Klein doesn't, so I'll go. Right, Captain. I've got a feeling this could be like a bird, like a dodo or something that is dead, right? White and everything. I have no idea, but that's what I'm going with. It's got to be right, right?
No. I don't think so.
Um,
For a start, dodos can't fly.
But the feathers might give the gift of flight. I don't know this, but they don't nest because they're dead, right?
cat on stream.
I'm really sorry for this, guys, but Klein would have no idea. That's probably the only fucking thing what I know what I'm doing, and I have
I
no.
will allow you to kind of vaguely point in the right direction through Klein saying stuff that sounds dumb. It's a case of translating it through it and allowing a little bit for the players to figure it out, because these
Okay.
puzzles are really hard when you're a player. I did
So-
test these ones.
Mr. Kirken, Mr. Balkin, Miss Quarantine. I think the key word here is gather. So, if you gather when something dances or somebody dances, it's usually a party of some kind.
Well, I was wondering if it could be perhaps fire. Because if
That's a
there
very
is
good point.
dancing fire,
Dancing
it would
flames
cause people to gather.
and to sit
It
and
would
stare
invoke danger.
into the fire could be romantic, I suppose.
That's where I was going, but funnily enough, my mind always tends to drift in that direction.
Yes, indeed.
Captain,
Hmm.
turning a man white and ending his quest could be death.
Yes.
An arrow is usually fletched with feathers.
Hmm.
And
Good
an
line
arrow
of thought.
and allows the shaft to fly.
So, should we set something on fire?
Tempting.
Righto.
The air seems to await an answer.
I think Oilis is right, Captain. Many a battle I've been in where I've seen them go flying past and the next person turns white.
So, an arrow is the answer?
I believe so.
It seems to fit.
Do we need to gift it or just say it? I don't know.
Let's start with saying it. An arrow.
Fire.
Correct.
Oh.
The shimmering barrier
You
at the
see.
top of the stairs dissipates, and you are able to move further up.
Mr. Kirkin, after you.
I'm
Yep.
feeling
Until
small
it's
right
like
now.
the sacrificial
Can
cow.
I appear over here?
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got to have a sacrificial cow.
Cheers.
Sorry, sacred cow. That's what we're going with.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
right, is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
Have we gone up?
So, you've moved up to the next level. These aren't in like difficulty order. I've just arranged them appropriately due to another reason.
Alphabetical.
My team, Aldris has an intelligence of 14, so he's not stupid. He just doesn't really make sense most of the time.
To my mind, looking at the two teams you've got, Quarantine and Aldris, and then Zarut and Eyeless, and maybe Lack to an extent. I don't remember Lack's intelligence.
14.
Okay.
I feel
I'd
personally
definitely say
attacked.
that Team Licks have got the upper hand. But
Yeah, mine's only 13.
Mine's 14, but as I said, Aldris doesn't make a lot of sense most of the time.
So,
Mine's
Team-
18, but I'm not that smart, so.
You need a Mazdak. That's what you need.
So, Team Licks. The voice echoes in the tower you're in. I wear a coat of leather skin, yet I am not mortal. I can take you to fantastical realms with no need of a portal. And Team Back. You guys get this one. Where is it? I'm always moving just a bit until I am sky high. I never lie down even once. That is until I die.
I know what the first one is. I don't know what the second one is.
Well, it's a good job you're in the team for the first one, Kirkin.
No, I'm in Team
No.
Back.
Kirkin's an our team.
Kirkland's the
Yeah.
K.
Kirkin's our K.
Oh, I got those the wrong way around. Sorry.
Oh, wait.
God, I'm confusing myself here.
Is the letter skin one our one?
The leather skin one was meant to be
Does it?
because that one follows fire. Sorry, I've got those the wrong way
Okay.
around.
That's
My
okay.
bad.
Just edit them.
Doesn't.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Code
Ah,
of
now
leather
they're
skin.
both for back.
You're not getting away from it. I think I'm going licks and left, and that's not how that's going. I'm going to change these up. Hang on a sec.
So, a leather coat. I mean, most sailors have a leather coat somewhere.
I believe the answer is a bound book
A book, you say? Interesting.
with stories that carry people away.
Huh. Sort of like a...
For one's armchair.
Right, I see.
Oh yes, I've read some jolly interesting books in my time.
Yes, a lot of books are covered in skin. This is very true.
What do we think about something like a cloud?
I was thinking about a cloud or a breeze, air, wind.
Interesting.
But lie down, Never lie down even once.
Well, that's why I thought cloud, because when it rains, the cloud dies, and then it lies on the floor.
Hmm.
It's like, I think it's like the I am sky high bit. What? Like clouds are always in the sky, right?
Yes.
It's the sun. Always moving just a little bit until sky high, so it goes up at noon. Never lie down even once. That's till I die when it goes over the horizon.
Like you've never sounded so eloquent.
Thank you, Captain.
Zach, you have your answers?
Are these, just before we answer ours, are these, did you say these are somewhat linked?
They're questions. You don't know if there's a link. But, team back, you are correct. And the way above opens up. I was worried about that one.
Do we
These
second?
two were actually probably the hardest ones, I think.
Do you think it's like the sun then? Are we going for that, Cap?
Ilis, any objections to the sun?
I bow to your superior wisdom.
Or the moon. But I think the sun.
Let's go with the sun.
The chamber remains quiet for a moment, and you watch magic kind of suffuse it. These figures, seemingly made of wood with large clubs, wind up and swing at you. I'd like you all to make strength saving throws, please.
Oh no.
I think that was the wrong answer.
Don't
I
get
think we
fucking
were
wrong.
wrong.
Don't get it wrong.
Oof. I got a natural 20 plus 0 for 20.
Wow.
I got a natural 20 plus 0 for 20.
I got a natural 1.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
26.
Okay, so
Go off.
Black, Zarut, and Klein, you all succeed and take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Eyeless, what was your total? 1. Okay. You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage. The phantasms disappear and you just hear, incorrect.
Just have this image of this club coming out and Lack zooms up. Phineas ducks down
Beg
and
pardon.
it batters into Ilis. He batters into Klein. He's like, what's going on?
The glowing blockade remains in your path. And the air once again demands an answer.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think we're doing jolly well, considering.
Considering what?
Gee.
Exactly.
Well, you know, we're not exactly the most intellectual of the bunch.
Well, I think we're...
Maybe it is the moon then, Captain.
I think that Mr. Bolkin here could hold his own in any intellectual conversation. As could I, as could Mr. Kirkin. So I kind of, I think you're being a bit disingenuous there, Miss Quarantine.
My apologies. It was not meant as an insult. I was merely surprised at how well we were doing.
Well, I think you ought to revise your opinions of all of us.
Obviously.
Okay, so
Let's move up then.
Team Licks, you've an answer to give.
I'm not sure moon is any different to the sun.
No, like,
What
I'm
about
always moving just a bit.
albatross?
Till I am sky high. I
Would
never
it
lie
be the
down.
wind?
Like, yeah, like the wind dies down, right?
What about an albatross? They do not land. They are not until they die.
But like,
They-
it's I never lie down, not land.
They can stay airborne, as you say, for years at a time, but They are known to land.
Look, I think Eyeless might be onto something here. It could be the wind, right? If it's kind of like linked with an arrow, the wind passing through the feathers and everything.
I don't know if they are they connected. Did I miss something?
I have no idea, but let's just go with it, right?
You have been given a clue.
I haven't heard it, so sorry. But and Klein will just be like, right, I'm going for it. The wind.
Strength saves, please. As these ghostly wooden figures appear and try to bonk you again.
They're going to die.
Fuck off!
Is that another nat 20?
Wow.
He touched you.
What?
What's going on?
Look at D&D Beyond. There's 4
Hang
nat
on.
20s in a row.
What are the odds of that? Oh my
Oh
word!
my words!
That's
And they're all
insane.
They're all plus 0 as well.
Yeah.
So you two save. Klein.
I got a non.
Klein.
I got a non-natural 20.
Eyeless, no.
Surely we can negate some of this if there's 2 nat 20s in it.
Oh dear,
You
that's the one
succeed.
again.
Those that save take 3 points of damage, and Eyeless takes 6. I rolled low on that one. And I will emphasize wooden creatures with large clubs that then vanish as the illusions they are. Try again.
Wooden creatures
Oh.
with large.
I know what
clubs.
it is.
Yeah, just click for me as well.
Tree.
The game becomes apparent.
Oh, tree.
Ah, yes.
Nothing like getting smacked on the head by a wooden club to give you the answer properly.
I've
Nothing like being
Inspiration,
smacked
that
on the
is.
head with the answer.
these creatures, right? They look like unicorns. Unicorns fly, right? They never lie down, right? Maybe that's the answer.
I'm
No,
going to punch
it
the guy in the
don't.
face. Eyeless will literally turn around and fully punch Klein in the face.
Doesn't affect them
Klein's
really
tough
much.
enough that it's not going to hurt him, but
Captain, I think
It will
the answer
distract
is
him.
a tree.
Yes. I just got there myself. Thank you, Lag. A tree.
correct. With the barrier
You'll see
shimmers and fades.
Klein kind of scuff the floor with his right foot and be like, could have been a unicorn.
Okay. Level 3. So, Team Licks, we'll start with you guys this time.
Because we take longest.
No comment. I can touch the earth and sea, and I launch from the sky. Oh, I can touch the sky. I should adjust that, really. But if I were to touch you, you would surely die. So this is Team Licks. Ooh, hot boy. Yep, that's Team Licks. And then Team Back. Ooh, this one might stun. Well, no, this one's good. Many keys I do possess, but can't open a lock. Your feet will move in time as all your fingers take a walk.
That's easy.
Yeah, I know exactly what that is.
It's so
Aldous, on
easy.
the other hand,
Yeah, I know that one.
many keys, eh? Wow. But can't open locks. What's the point of the keys then?
Well,
would say-
dancing fingers reminds me of
Dancing fingers.
piano. Well, fingers taking a walk, doing
Fingers
the
taking a
scales on a
walk.
piano.
Puppetry, perhaps. Pianos, yes, pianos you could do, or a harpsichord. Which
Well,
seems
pianos also have keys.
harpsichord seems more game appropriate, as it was invented before the piano.
Any ideas from
There are pianos in my
the
walk.
Team Lick?
Oh no, everybody froze again.
And let alone get killed by it.
Everybody froze.
We throw.
caught up.
So,
Just caught up, sorry.
Okay.
what
yeah.
did you say?
So I said, the first line made me think of the horizon. But you can't really touch the horizon, let alone get killed by it. So
Right.
I'm not sure.
like I don't know why, but like my brain, and I know I'm not that intelligent, Captain.
Hold
But
on, that could be the sun.
Captain, think of where we are. It could be lightning.
but yeah, I was thinking something like that, like a volcano, right? Lava.
Lightning, eh?
But lightning is a
I'm trying to
really
keep
good
as
guess. Really.
best a poker face I can, but Klein really does confuse me sometimes.
That's his aim.
Like, I want to know what logic brought him to this place.
Me knowing that it is potentially lightning, the same as eyeless, but my dumbness trying to get around the elemental twist of it.
Florentine said that this realm is tied to the water and the storms. If he gets struck by lightning, it can be fatal.
Well, like you say that, but it's just a little tickle for me. But you are right though, for most people.
Let's try it. Lightning!
You are correct.
Thank fuck for that.
Glad I could help with the lava elemental and all that, Captain.
Yes, good work, Klein. You're a
What do
very
we
good
what do we
boy.
think then, team?
I mean, I'm all for finger puppets, but that might not be the correct answer.
I remember one time. I'm glad I
I'm
managed.
going to stop you there. If this is anything to do with finger puppets, I don't want to hear it. Coming from you.
Fair enough.
No, go
But
with
my
your...
instinct is to go with piano.
Yes, why not?
Piano.
You are correct.
We're getting very good at this.
To level 4. You find yourselves climbing higher and higher in the tower as the kind of the ebb and flow of the waves at the bottom and the water that your ship is in give way, and you can only hear the thundering water around you. So, team back then. This is one that my friends could not get for a while.
Oh, good.
Weirdly.
Oh, that bodes well.
So, this crude crown of sorts, both a weapon and a warning. Here it is, bucking the trend and attracting many fawning. So this is team back.
What?
And then team licks. Yeah, I think these two are the hardest ones.
Oh,
Well, kind of. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Four friends tightly over the bridge they cling. They do not scream, but when a fifth friend joins, they sing.
I mean, it sounds like some sort of religious hat. You know,
I
crown, a
think-
warning, buck a trend. I don't know about that.
I
Perhaps.
think in the clues in the second line, it
Yeah.
means the crown a deer wears when it comes time for
All
it to
right,
claim
you
it.
think your like your
stag.
horns?
Somewhat like my horns, but
Ah, that's very clever. I was going down a religious track there. I don't know why.
You're right. The words are the buck and fawn.
Very
like it.
clever. Yes. I still
This is
think a
definitely one of my
religious hat
favourite
might be an option though.
perhaps that is something you can discuss with your queen when we leave here.
Indeed, I'd quite like a hat.
I think I've got this one, Captain.
This will be good.
I think the word is like, and I'm so like 100% on this. It's got to be orgy, right? Like 2's company, 3's a crowd, 4's a bit boring, but 5, God, my God, you can sing when there's 5.
I know ours. I'm just trying to think about how to phrase it.
Biddy, take an inspiration if you've not got one already. That was
Oh,
just
I do. Do I? Oh, I don't.
awful.
Thank you.
I'd never want to hear that again, thank you.
I mean,
Right.
he's got a point.
I'm gonna leave this up to the dice. Actually, no, fuck it, we'll do it on D&D Beyond, just for the chips.
I do give a little bit of lenience for the puzzles because it's difficult to figure out a puzzle just as yourself, let alone through a character.
Okay, yeah, that'll do.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Especially with Clyde uttering.
Yeah, with Klein helping, it's
Captain,
Yes.
the reference to a bridge and friends singing leave me in mind of a musical instrument.
Yes. Exactly.
And the addition of a fifth leans me towards a violin.
Violin
What about
only has
Lu-
4 strings, by the way.
Yes, but the addition of the fifth, the bow.
four friends tightly over the bridge they cling. They do not scream, but when a fifth friend joins, they sing.
Mm,
Yeah.
good friend. Yes.
Violin.
The addition of the bow would lead me towards a violin.
I mean, it's entirely up to you, Captain, but violin, orgy, I know what I'd go with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we know what Klein would go with.
No,
Fine,
we'd rather listen to.
I'll notify Quarantine that you're up for an orgy when we get back to the ship, shall I?
I didn't say I was up for one, I just said I'd be more interested in one than the
Surprisingly
violin.
good, James.
That's
well,
really
you've
cool.
just...
Right, let's go for it, Captain. Why not? Oh, this has been good so far.
Lack anything to add before we go for it?
I do not know, but I think maybe some sort of stringed instrument.
Well, I mean, there are many to choose from, but a violin is possibly the most popular, so let's go with that. Though I'm still holding out for cello.
Double bass. Let's go proper.
Cello.
Or an octo bass. You see them? They're amazing.
New character idea for this campaign. A bard who has an octopus octobase.
Nice.
So, your answers?
Let's go for a violin.
You are correct.
Good work,
The
Carlos.
path is opened.
Very
How
well
about
done,
team
Aegis.
back?
Are we confident?
With the hat answer?
No.
Not really. But
A stag.
The antlers, yes. Well, I don't know if it's stag specifically. This is the antler, the crown of antlers, not the stag itself.
We may need to give the voice a moment to answer.
Have you answered stag?
That I was just discussing with
Sounded like an answer to me.
It did sound like an answer. I tried to deflect it, but it didn't really work.
Okay. The room is silent for a moment, and you see these large spectral stags with glowing antlers charge through the room. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. Well, this will go well. Yeah.
I will roll
such
one
a
for
good
all.
7.
It's nice that the punishment is also a clue.
6.
13.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I originally had these down as like encounters, so I thought that's a bit much for this.
Yeah.
So, oh, I feel so bad about that.
No, you don't. Don't lie.
I do. That's feels mean, but
That's fine.
okay. So, what did Quarantine, Kirken, and Aldous get?
13.
6.
7, 13. You all fail.
Yeah.
And you all take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as the
Right.
spectral stags charge through you.
That's fine. That's fair.
Sorry, was that 7?
9.
9.
Can I just say before we move on, and I never quite appreciated this until now, but Eyeless is hot.
Yeah, that is he's
He's a hot
very
boy.
much the hot boy of this party.
Yeah.
Hey, Aldris is the hot boy as well. Wait, no. That's not right.
I
Lukewarm
mean,
at best.
there is a reason why, quarantine's after the
Well,
Well,
no.
quarantine's after.
Hang on. Quarantine will do anything with a pulse. Let's get
Oh
that
Yeah.
straight.
no.
No, she won't do Aldris.
Although
Aldous has got
Aldrich did
most
get
of
an
the
offer
pulse.
from Proska.
Prochka will do anyone with a pulse.
Hey, there are at least 3 members of the crew that she would not.
Anyway,
Black.
back to the quiz.
Well, one doesn't have genitals, so there you go.
The spectral stags charge through you, and the air opens for an answer.
Perhaps we should have been more specific.
Sorry, that was my bad. By all means, Kaken.
Antlers.
Yes,
You are
yeah.
correct.
There
And the
we go.
path opens before you. So, you all move onwards and find yourselves reaching the top of the tower. You hear that rushing water all around you, and as you kind of come up the stairs, you see the others across the hallway, across this bridge that seems to cover the span of the waterway. But you also see another figure in the room.
Oh no.
She's this large-looking creature, an elven face with long, pointed ears, but not with the body you would expect. You instead see a feline body below her, with large eagle-like wings spreading out behind her. As you see, as I've just posted in the Elusive Tide, a sphinx sat upon a pedestal in a room filled with magical runes that trace along the floor.
Okay. Do I recognize this person?
Make a history check.
Ugh. Why can't you just say yes?
This is
That'd
the
be
most
too
fun.
easy.
Oh, 18.
18.
Uh-huh.
A name, it's on the tip of your tongue, but you do recognize this face. You've seen this face before, but you don't remember where. You know that she's about to ask you a question.
Captain, it's okay. I've got this. And I will look expectantly at her. Ask your question.
You have intrigued me enough. You are smart enough to make it here. One final riddle to indulge myself. Bright as diamonds, loud as thunder, never still, a thing of wonder.
That wasn't the question I was expecting, but I will do my best.
And Discord's frozen on me.
Yeah, so.
Yep. There
Did
we
that
go.
go
We're
through?
back. Yep.
Did you hear all of it?
I
Think so.
the last line was wonder.
I will. Yeah, that was the last one. I'll post it in the Discord as well.
Yeah.
Bright as diamonds, loud as thunder, never still, a thing of wonder.
Well, if you'll,
Lightning.
I suspect that is the water, the sea. But I am happy to be corrected if this is not the case.
The ocean, I think.
It's probably what I just said, wasn't it? But yes, okay.
A large body of water.
Yes.
But look, it isn't.
Would it not be something more like either a waterfall,
I agree with Lack.
never still?
I was going to say that.
Thunder.
The sea isn't always loud, is it?
Can we just hedge our bets and say water?
I think we might have to be a bit more specific, Captain.
Yes, we
We've had to
got
be
punished for not being specific earlier.
Yes,
Did you?
my bad.
I would say we go with
Waterfall.
Yes.
You are correct.
Well, of course. We're clever. And
It's
I
been
do
a long
know
time
you, don't
since
I?
I have.
I know you. You know me, right?
I have never seen you before.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
I remember little.
Aha,
But it has
same.
been a long time since anyone has answered my questions satisfactorily. And you do not seem to be the ones that abandoned me here. So you may ask your questions.
Are we in the Shining City? Or what was once
You're
known
at the
as the
entrance.
Shining City?
You're at the entrance. One I was once tasked to guard. To hold the gate and to open it for those of import.
Right.
If we're at the entrance, right? Hello, Klein here. Nice to meet you. Very nice. And we've answered your questions. Are we allowed to pass through?
She sits for a moment studying your face. I can allow it.
Thank you. Your graciousness. Very pleased.
Sorry, what was your name, if I may?
Ahanra.
Ahanra.
And yes, the aha is deliberate, Fiddy.
Looking at this creature, I know I was told that I would soon be meeting someone who would be able to guard the sword. Do I get the feeling at all that this might be the person I'm looking for?
Make an insight check.
Do I
Oh.
recognise the name at all?
No, not off the history check you got.
Okay.
24.
24. You do see what appear to be magical vaults behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Set into the wall, but seeming to stretch further inwards. They seem to be filled with all sorts of items, but you sense that wording was of something more powerful than she.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do for you?
She kind of looks over to the plinth to her right. Find what I have forgotten. I have been here so long. I do not recall, and yet my heart aches. This treasure I have is to be shared, and yet I do not remember with who.
Do I or any of us know, as a general question for the group, anything about sphinxes?
Make Arcana checks if you wish.
Better than nothing.
Oh, nope. A natural one, baby.
I'll come back, of course.
Oh, I think I can hear you guys.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah,
Mine was
19.
mine was a 15.
natural one.
15.
21.
21, okay.
19.
19. Lack, Zarut, Kirkin, any of you
I
have
don't
anything?
think Black would do that.
No?
15.
15. What did you get, Kirkin, or are you not? Quarantine. The 21. You kind of... It jogs... Kind of seeing her jogs your memory of that, which you had read. Sphinxes, magical creatures called forth to guard locations of importance. Normally come in pairs. There's normally two of them. And judging from what she's saying and the empty plinth, you get the sense that possibly she was abandoned here and her pair was not. Her pair was separated from her.
Are you missing your partner?
I am missing something. The endless flow of water here erodes the memory.
I think
It
you.
saddens me that I do not remember.
I think you are missing another one of your kind. One who shared this burden with you, but no longer does. I'm sorry.
She kind of bows her head and then goes into, you know, one of those like cat stretches where they stretch their front paws all the way out and then lean back.
Stretches.
And she then stands up and spreads her wings, and you see that her wings are slightly bent, slightly broken, clipped almost. I have decided that you are friends. You may come and go as you please.
Thank
Do
you.
you have any questions?
Ahanra.
Ahanra.
Do
I
you,
would type it into the Elusive tide. Hang on.
do you have anything in your vaults that might help us locate your missing person?
Possibly. I have many treasures in here, if you are interested. I will not give freely. I will trade.
What would you trade for?
Other
Coin?
curiosities, coin, particularly juicy secrets as well.
Quarantine, you must know a few secrets.
Yes, but they wouldn't be secrets if I told them so. So, do you know about things not of this realm?
I know of many magical things, that some of which have not slipped my mind.
Just so I could get this right, Ohanra, yeah, or Ahanra.
Ahanra.
Mrs. or Miss Haranra, wait, would you allow me to approach you closer, please?
Certainly.
And Klein will walk up to her. Can I move myself on here? I
Yeah,
can.
you should be able to.
And he'll kind of like beckon to be like,
It's
I'll
only
let-
as Klein gets closer you realise just how big she is.
he puts up a front. He's done it before. Not to a sphinx, but to obviously things bigger than him. And would be like, I think I've got a secret to tell you if that's what you want.
Sure. And she lowers her head down next to you, the same size as your torso. And her ear twitches, ready.
So, like, I've been sent on this quest, right, by my clan, by my family, to learn about the Morrow Trident. This thing here, right in my hand, it's magical and, like, will help me. And I found information out, like, I've got to kind of go on like my separate quest as well, but with the group here. And to be honest with you, I don't know what I'm doing. I've got to find these gems. I think I've got to fight a kraken and do other trials for it. And for the first time in my life, I'm a big guy, right? You can see that. Look at me. Don't tell anyone this, but I am a bit scared.
She kind of smiles and motions, looks to you and says, of the things I remember, I do recognize the name Morrow. one of the queen that I once served, the queen that abandoned me here.
I apologise for that. I don't think I was alive at the time, but
No, it is not your fault.
if we get to speak to her again, like, maybe I can put a word in just to say how you feel, just so she knows, just in case she doesn't. I'm sure she does, but maybe she can't get back here for whatever reason.
Can I hold you to that promise?
Definitely can indeed.
She kind of traces with her paw a rune in front of you and kind of motions as though she's pushing it to you.
I go to grab it or touch it, whatever I can do with it.
As soon as you touch it, it flashes, and you see on your hands this kind of like crescent within a crown, kind of like, you know, those like Egyptian crowns with a crescent moon inside of it form onto your hand. A bind of our pact. And then she kind of motions from the vault as she kind of, you feel magic kind of almost like it's scanning you, assessing you and your ability. And you see a pair of bracers drift from the vault and kind of hold in your hand. And she says, if you do not hold this pact, within a few weeks, they will wither. But if you do, they will resume to protect you.
With utmost haste, I will try and contact her as soon as we get out of this place and speak to her and let her know.
She nods.
Thank you for keeping my secret. And I'll step back to the others.
Step backs. You see Klein step away after whispering with the Sphinx.
May I approach?
Certainly. Stormy one. Your magic is strong.
When I finally find the man who killed my father and drove my mother crazy, I'm going to kill him, but I'm not going to use magic because I want to see the life drain from his eyes as I do so.
Be cautious of revenge, young one. It is not something you should seek blindly. Don't let it twist you.
I just wonder what my life would have been like.
She kind of closes her eyes and you feel that magic kind of tingling over you. And she says, I think very much the same. Your soul is storm-touched. One that will do great things. Don't let a lust for blood be turned against you.
I was tossed into a roiling ocean when I was 10 years old and struck by lightning.
That roiling ocean protected you. It always will.
I promise to try and find your other half.
She kind of shifts and shimmers that magic again, similar one that you may have seen she do to Klein, and drifts it to you. Hang on. Please do. I do not remember their name nor their face, but I am sure that when I find them again, it will illuminate my soul, much as yours fulminates. And she kind of gestures from the vaults, and you see this fan with storm patterns painted onto it, and she offers it to you.
Thank you.
This will allow you to control the storms as much as you see fit, even more directly than your soul permits. 2 weeks. Find my partner, else it will wither, decay.
I will do all of that I can.
She smiles and raises her head again. It would seem most of what I want done beyond this place is pacted. But I still offer trade of secret or power. But they must be of worth to myself. She kind of looks over all of you.
I'll buzz on over. Good
Small
evening,
one.
lady. I do not know what I have to offer you.
The blue pattern of your carapace is beautiful.
As are your wings. What can I offer you, and what can you give me?
You feel that magic kind of tingling over you. Let me just go check things here. Hang on. For one of your type, I have little. Most of what I carry is of magical importance. I'm sure something may be of interest, but it would depend on what you have to offer. I seek the secrets of the arcane, the interest of magic new to me, and the knowledge of the people and the world.
I do not have much to give. As I am small, I cannot carry much.
But you carry quite a lot in your mind.
What can I give you?
Kind of up to you what you're offering. She's interested in arcane knowledge.
I don't have any arcane knowledge apart from a couple of little bard spells. That's what I'll do. I'll sing her a song in Zopteran. Sing her
Okay. Make a performance check then for me, please.
Don't fail me now. 21.
Okay. Okay.
And
Let me just...
as we talked about, I'll play my, whatever it is, my lute or my flute with 2 of my hands and play my drums with the other 2. Because I've got 4 hands. Remember we talked about that right at the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
And sing a song of Zopteran history. So I've got, a lute and a hand is what I'm playing.
Interesting. With 21.
I don't think Black would want to give up any other secrets because his secrets are the captain's secrets.
Yeah.
And he would never betray the captain.
You see, she kind of drifts from the for a song so beautiful. May I offer you a new instrument with which to play.
That would be my pleasure, lady.
Okay. You see, she brings out this beautiful cittern, stringed instrument. I don't want to attempt to pronounce the name because I am not confident enough. I will post it in the Elusive Tide just so it's easier added. It's an instrument of the bards, just to make this a bit easier.
Well, that's a nice bit of Irish, that is.
But it's a fancy magical instrument that she delivers to your hands. I
All right.
apologise. I'm just going to quickly hop AFK. I apologise.
Go on, lady, how do you pronounce that?
That is pretty looking. Sorry. McFormid. Cittern. No, actually, it wouldn't be Cittern because that's a soft C. Which makes it even cuter. It'd have to be Kittern.
Kitten. Nice. Let's see.
So a McFurded.
Firmid.
McFermid.
Yeah.
Was that Susie complaining that you stopped stroking her?
Yes.
Awesome.
Mama, why did the strokey stop?
Yes.
Yeah.
How very dare you?
It's like you're talking. I don't like when you talk. It disturbs me. Yeah, the head action moved just now. Because how dare I talk?
There's some
some
very, very hot boys in the...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's small Klein. I put buff on the first one, and then I thought it's not coming out right, so then I put muscly.
Hmm.
I do
say,
like
I was...
Gus and Bridris. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I was very tempted at times there to like say, stop posting. I'm trying to read the riddles. Oh, no, I have talked too much.
Oh no, she's had enough.
Yeah.
Aldris just looks like Beetlejuice to me.
It took me
Yeah.
ages to get that right.
He looks
Because
good.
It kept putting beards on him, and he's an elf. He doesn't have a beard.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
No
yeah, I'm
beard.
very,
I
very
can't-
pleased with that.
I can't quite get the hair right, and everything I do just makes it look like it's an actual model, like an actual figurine.
Right. Sorry about that.
It's alright, we've been admiring the hot boys in the chat.
Oh. Oh, very hot.
There are
Okay,
a lot
cool.
of them.
Oh, sorry. Right. Okay. So she offers that instrument to you back. Invest more in your playing. I would love to hear the lullabies that you bring.
Thank you, lady.
Did we get a pronunciation one? Because I wasn't certain on this one.
McFermid.
McFermid. Okay.
McFermid sitting.
Oh, I was guessing
Kittern.
McFermid Kittern.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll get into identifying them later. Obviously, I've given that one a bit more away, but let's say it's an instrument of the bards. So, any further wishing to approach?
I'm gonna go and have a chat.
Okay. Your magic is strong, but not your own.
Very perceptive. It is indeed borrowed.
And all things at some point. Cannot make ourselves without the aid of others.
Quite. I wasn't really sure what I could give you, but I think a story
Okay.
I want to tell you about a boy who grew up in terrible circumstances and truly awful place. Surrounded by violence and tyranny. And he found he took well to it. Could talk his way through it, around it, on top of it. And he grew some level of power. And then that power turned its back on him. And he was forced to flee his old life. But that's when this borrowed power showed up and saved him. He took to the seas and made friends with good people. Now he leads those good, fierce warriors into the jaws of certain doom and has apparently become a hero. I don't know if that is an interesting story to you, but it's my story, and when I look at where I came from and now where I am, it still amazes me.
The way that time changes for us is always of great interest. You are an interesting fellow. I like your story, but I find my eyes, greedy as they are, drawn to the stones about your neck.
Oh.
3 stones which you carry. One perhaps not mine to inquire, but the other 2.
Which 2? There is the dragon-touched stone.
Not those ones. The one
The
of the tree, the one of the dragon. A different dragon to that one.
there is the soul stone, which indeed carries with it a soul. And this interests you.
Companionship is little here. This realm feels silent.
I could not possibly give you this without asking the owner of the soul first.
I understand.
And I'll just stroke the soul and summon Orcana out.
How can I help? She kind of looks in shock at the Sphinx.
Don't worry, Orcana.
Ahanra, it's a pleasure to see you. I had a feeling. She smiles.
You two know each other?
In passing. This one has travelled through this gate many times.
Well, Orcana, Ahanra is seeking companionship.
Right.
And I wonder if you would stay with her.
Interesting proposition. She seems very nervous. I don't particularly want to be down beneath these waves again. I understand your plight. And Inara kind of nods quietly. Perhaps I can offer you an alternative. Either Orkana can remain here, and I can offer you something of power from my vault, or we can make a promise for her to be of aid to you with a gift from me. You are a captain, are you not? Your dress denotes you as such. What is a captain without crew?
Well, quite, but what do you mean by this?
She smiles. Orkana looks very confused.
Zuru kind of takes half a step back, a little threatened by that.
Make an insight check if you wish, though you will be at disadvantage against her.
No. Well, I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Wow.
You're not sure, she's very hard to read, but you don't get a sense of threat.
Well, I'll simmer that down then. Orkana, it is up to you. I cannot force you to stay. Well, I could, but I will not.
I would rather not, though I am concerned what Ahanra means, rather. Sorry.
Which concerned of what?
I don't know. It sounds like she's going to do something to me.
Hanra, would you harm her?
No. Though an interesting question. I would not harm her, but others may be able to afterwards.
Would you give her back her body?
Perhaps. It's your decision.
Well, Orkana, potential for a body and stay here?
I mean, I know what I'd prefer. My options are stay here in perpetuity with interesting company at least, but or have a body, have life again. I think that's what she means.
I think so.
Though I would be unable to advise you as much. I wouldn't be able to be summoned.
If you wish for a body, then that is what we will do.
Very well. Ahanra kind of stands up, stretches. You watch her wings kind of stretch out, as injured as they are. And she kind of gathers magic. It swirls, and all of the runes on the floor light up and glow as magic begins to suffuse. And you feel the stone kind of lift off of your necklace, Zerut, as it floats towards Orkana, and there's a flash. And all of you, none of you have been able to see Orkana up until now, at this point. But you see a flash of magic in the room next to Zerut, and you see stood beside him this blonde elf in green and brown, with a pair of what they seem to be goggles of some kind on her head, looking rather bemused and surprised. And that is where we will finish for today.
I have to really...
Dang.
Yes, questions are coming.
Yes.
I'll ask because let Kirkin get in before you, because Kirkin will be a short conversation.
Yeah,
With her.
no, that's fine. I suspect that Aldris will go last to talk to the Sphinx.
I also don't want to get past her without having Dan and Bulkin here, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because if you couldn't tell, whilst her memory may be failing her, she knows more than she lets on.
Mm.
Sounds
I am
familiar.
improvising.
Sounds very familiar.
Does it? Why is that? What are you talking about? So, do we level up?
Nah. Yeah.
God.
I'll put it this way. I was mostly worried for your safety if you decided to fight her. Because...
Why would we do that?
You would have been screwed.
You would have been very screwed.
Why would we do that? Because we're a bunch of fucktards and a captain who's going to provoke the person who is... He'd probably go, "You're a coward, you wouldn't fight her, would you?" Colin would have gone, "Fucking yeah, I would."
Yeah, he's found your activate barbarian button now.
Yep. Just press the go button.
I distinguish
But
between
yeah.
an idiot not to see for what it is, blatant provocation.
Well, it's Clyde.
True.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah, that was a really good session.
Because, yes, I fucking love Sphinxes so much, if you couldn't tell.
I do, but I hate riddles.
Fair enough.
I almost, as soon as that started, I was like, Scanlan's Lament.
Yeah. No, I'm a bit more classical when it comes to my Sphinxes. I like a big list of riddles, and if you couldn't tell, I'm hinting that there might be another one later. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't get that at all.
no, I don't want to talk about it. So yeah, hope we enjoyed. This will give me
Yes.
some time to
Yes.
prepare other
Absolutely.
materials.
It's thrown up some very... how about this? I think it's probably stirring some very strange memories for Aldris.
Yes.
That's why he's been very, very quiet while all of this is going on. He's trying desperately to remember.
So who's that? So that's fine. Also, we'll skip over the identification just because it makes it a bit easier. Flying, you've got braces of defense.
Okay.
Quarantine. You have a wind fan. And Lack has the aforementioned instrument. And Zarut, you got a new crew member. Which I'll tell you now, the alternative to that, if you'd handed over Orkana or Laurentius, you would have received a Rod of the Pact Keeper. She was basically offering you power in your magic, in yourself, or power in your crew.
Well, I regret my decision.
I don't.
I'm sure Orkana is very appreciative. We'll have to get to that. I'll have to bit up her because I've kept her at the bottom of the Elusive tie stat blocks for this very reason. So.
Oh, so good. Why didn't you give me that as well?
Yeah. Well, there are other trades to be made, as I say. She has a great vault. There are some legendary items in there, though there may be a reason why she's not brought those up yet.
Because I haven't talked to her. Obviously.
No, she's going to shower Kirkin with riches or something.
More stuff.
More stuff.
Another paragraph of text.
So the current plan is we all go and tell her a little story, sing her a song, all get cool stuff from her, quickly go attune, then come back and kill her.
I would
Sure.
like to point out that she is a CR 17 creature. You guys are level 6. There may be 8 of you, but you don't stand a chance.
Ah,
That's fine.
And this stuff you would have been able to find if you had killed her. If. So,
Big if.
she could also summon illusory wood monsters and elk to smack you about.
That's true.
I don't think they would beat Stephen, I'm afraid.
It was originally, I originally planned that there were 4 ones that were going to be traps and 4 ones that were going to be encounters. So you can probably guess what fire and lightning would have resulted in if you got them wrong.
Yeah.
But
See, I think it would have been awesome if one of the rooms was like, instead of being told you've the wrong answer, the walls just start closing in slightly.
That was
So
on
there's
my
only some
list. That was on
wrong
my
answers
list.
to give.
With the books one, would we have had like a library flying at us?
You would have had some animated books just shoot some spells at you.
Awesome.
So the original plan, the tree, violin, book, and antlers ones were going to be encounters with the little wooden guys with clubs, a set of ghostly bards, some animated books, and some giant elk. But I felt that would have
As you do.
taken way too long and clog things up a bit on the whole puzzle front. Especially if one group got it right and the other group didn't.
Yeah.
Thank goodness
then-
that didn't happen.
Fire, piano, arrow, and light.
No, gone.
Frozen.
Frozen. Oh dear.
There we go. The
Yeah.
arrow one was one of the most dangerous ones because it could have poisoned you. So,
Just well, you got that one right then.
yeah.
Right, so, yes, thank you, Jay, for DMing that experience. That was really good fun. Thank you all very much for playing. We will be back here on Sunday for the investigators, despite those wanting to rename it something utterly baffling.
Big buxom.
Big
Bladed
buxom bladed
babes.
babes with the
Boys in the back.
in the back or something.
Boys in the back.
Yeah. The backup boys or something. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that'll be on Sunday. And then, of course, we'll be back here on Tuesday for the next instalment of The Sphinx Gives Us All Presents. So,
Just
yeah.
Very Sphinxmas.
Just think, if I'm giving you these nice things, what am I going to be doing later?
Giving us more nice
Yeah.
stuff.
Throwing something big at us.
Maybe.
We're getting nice things, which means that there's something coming up in which we are thoroughly fucked.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Don't worry though,
Anyway,
I've got a botanist, so
well,
Yeah, it's like we've just passed a save point.
yeah, no spoilers though. The botanist could be
It's like
Pivotal.
in a game. It's like in a game where you basically the game automatically saves, and then you find a bunch of health packs and ammunition.
Yeah.
That's the one.
yeah.
Yep.
right. Okay, we will be back here very soon. If you watched along, you enjoyed, great. We love you. You're fantastic. If you didn't, you should know by now. Off you fuck. We'll see you all very soon. Bye.